Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast. It is showtime at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You've got a for a rep. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We are so glad you joined us here for our favorite time of the week, talking sprint car racing. Steve Post and Aaron. No, wait a minute. Not Aaron.
Not
Ashley
today.
Stremme sitting in. How are you?
I am well. How about yourself?
I am doing fantastic. Aaron is not here. Bless her heart.
She's on a beach.
Yeah, I think they said Turks and Caicos.
That's
It
not
turned
what
out-
Kreger said.
No, maybe somewhere else.
No, he said Turks and Chaos.
Oh, yeah, that's chaos. Yeah, he said chaos, yeah. But she is down there. They had a couple of her girlfriends just decided to do a mom and daughter time away, and so good for her. And we can bust on her because if she picks up her phone and responds to it, then we can yell at her for picking up her phone while being on the
Indeed.
beach.
Hey.
She can't win.
Wait,
Yeah.
maybe we could have sprint car races on the beach.
She's inspecting that. That's her goal down there. She's looking for a scene to go to. See, we've got Knoxville down.
The rumor
we've got
has
Jackson
just started.
around. We got Port Royal down. Now we're looking at the Turks and Caicos Motorplex. Exactly. So Aaron's down there trying to find
love
it.
it.
Yeah, she's on a mission. She is on a mission. So
The Twitter machine is going to light up now with
yes,
this one.
it is, for sure. So we miss Aaron. We love having Ashley here. Ashley is our host on the Saturday Mav TV show. And just to bring you up to speed, if you're not familiar with Ashley, her dad, Joe Deal, he raced for years and years at Port Royal Speedway. She was a Miss Motorsports, and she is currently Mrs. United States.
Indeed.
Yes, indeed.
That's a
and
list. I
Mrs.
didn't
United.
realize that.
Yes, you're doing all right.
Doing okay. with
Mrs.
that.
United States is posse, by the way. So yes,
It's true. It's
it
very
is.
true.
It is.
And we're headed back to the world of posse
Yes,
land.
we are, exactly. We can't wait. And we're going to talk to Todd Weikert in a little bit because it's the Bob Weikert Memorial, and we are headed there. Wing Nation going to be on the road, so we're going to talk to Todd, and we're going to talk to Rico Abreu and find out what's going on with him this year as well. Can't wait to talk to Rico. Always love when we get a chance to talk to him. And that takes us right to our Classic Ink Screen Printing and Embroidery Hot Topics. And one of the greatest stories this past weekend was Spencer Baston picking up the win. Okay, Spencer is an 18-year-old from Lebanon, Indiana. Great success in the non-wing world, the USAC world. Okay, Rookie of the Year, Power Eye, USAC, Chili Bowl. I think 27 tour win. I mean, just he's got everything going on for him. He won second in the USAC National Midget Points last year. But he's, like a lot of other guys, dabbling with a wing, okay? And his 15th time in a wing car, of all places, Attica, Ohio, where the best World of Outlaw drivers can go and get whooped in an instant. And he goes there with the All-Star Circuit of Champions and won the race. How about that?
It's extremely impressive, you know, just to be able to make that transition from
Yeah.
as quickly as he has to the wing cars and be able to win. But only being 18 years old on top of all of that is really impressive as well.
Looking at his schedule, he's got some asphalt racing to do, some super late model racing, so we'll have to see where Spencer goes. I think the other aspect of the story was really cool is that the car was owned by Kevin Swindell. And we've known the struggle that Kevin has gone through in the last year and a half here since the bad crash at Knoxville, and yet his passion for racing, wanting to own a car, wanting to own a team, and it was great seeing Kevin Swindell standing there in victory lane alongside of Spencer getting the win at Attica. So really, really good stuff.
Absolutely inspiring. As
Inspiring. It really is. What Kevin is doing is absolutely amazing, watching him and his recovery and his public display of his recovery
Exactly.
and the steps he's taken, literally the steps he's taken, and in every aspect the steps he's taken. And to see him standing in victory lane with Spencer just was great with the car that they had put together. Yeah. So really, really good stuff. Couple other winners, Lance DeWeese winning.
Yes.
Yes, big shocker in Pennsylvania.
Well, we're going to talk about it this weekend, I know.
Wing
But
Nation, exactly,
yes,
yeah.
Davy Brown.
Davy Brown, 64 years or something like that.
Insane. 83
Insane.
years old, still digging.
Yeah, Kyle Larson, asphalt, dirt. You build a racetrack, he'll go and he'll win. He won at Placerville. Sam Haverteep, a last lap pass of Johnny Herrera in the ASCS National Tour. Devil's Bowl Speedway honoring Lanny Edwards a really great scene at Devil's Bowl. So a tip of the cap to Shane Carson. Jeez, I had Shane Stewart on the mind.
That's
and
about what I was about
wrong.
to say.
Shane Carson for putting that all together as they honored Lanny Edwards. And how about this? Morgan Turpin. USCS swept the whole weekend. She really did. So there you have it, your Classic Ink screen printing and embroidery hot topics. ClassicInkUSA.com. Find out all you need there on shirts, hats, T-shirts, whatever you need, whether it's for your race team, whether it's for another sporting event, your business, your church group, whatever it is, they've got it. ClassicInkUSA.com. Stay with us. When we come back, Todd Weikert, he joins us next.
Hi, I'm Kyle Larson, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there. Whether you're running on dirt or running a job, our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, ride on our strength.
O'Reilly. Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy one bottle, get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Keep your engine clean and improve performance with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Buy one, get one free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It's time to start pouring concrete, and the Housby mixer system is ready for the job. The Housby mixer system was created specifically with the driver in mind. All controls and specs are completely customizable to your operations. Our durable, driver-friendly mixer can be mounted on all truck types, and our expert support is second to none. On-site and live phone support is just a phone call away. For more information, visit Housby.com. Housby, an official sponsor of NASCAR for over 40 years.
Welcome back. It is MRN Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. We're so excited because we announced on Saturday on our MAV TV show that we're going to Port Royal for the Weikert Memorial Weekend, the Bob Weikert Memorial Weekend. And joining us on the hotline now is son of Bob Weikert. Todd Weikert is on the line. Hello, Todd. Welcome back to Wing Nation.
Good afternoon. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
We are so fired up. I mean, we can't wait to get up there, and we'll talk about that in just a little bit. But Todd, as we have so many new sprint car fans in the world and so many new fans here on Wing Nation as well, every week it's like, man, we just discovered your show or just fell in love with sprint car racing. Before we get started on the tribute event and the big event going on in May, just tell us a little bit about your dad and his passion for sprint car racing.
Well, you know, the folks that followed racing back in the 70s and 80s and even in the middle 90s, of course, they all remember the Weikert era. But, of course, the folks that was born or just didn't go to the races back in those days, they don't have any idea what kind of a car owner Bob Weikert was and what kind of passion that he had for the sprint cars. I mean, that guy just absolutely loved it. He ate it. He breathed it. You know, you always hear people say about eat and breathe sprint car racing, and you talk mainly about the drivers, but this guy as a car owner was insanely in love with sprint car racing. It's
so true. Growing up at Port, I had the pleasure of knowing Bob and a little bit of his attitude. He was kind of a brash guy. He was very black and white. He didn't cherry coat anything. It was very, I'm here to win, and when I don't, it disappoints me, and we're going to do whatever we can to get better. And Todd, I know you know a lot of that, and I got to see it through the Keith Kaufman days because I was good friends with Keith's daughter, Becky. And so knowing how passionate it was, you can't teach passion. I've said that for years, and Bob really loved the sport of racing. So growing up with your dad and tagging along to the racetrack, what was it like for you being a part of all of that as well?
Well, I mean, it was, you know, just to be his son was very honorable to be in that position. But he, you know, the passion that Dad had for sprint car racing, even just everything in life that he taught myself, but my siblings. He taught us all to, you give it all. He wouldn't accept running second. He didn't like accepting being running second. He didn't like failure. He was a success person, and he was very driven. And I mean, it wasn't just in racing. That's the way he lived his life.
The numbers are staggering when we look at what your father accomplished in sprint car racing. I think when we think of the Weikert car, we think of the Doug Wolfgang and the years of just clobbering everybody, everywhere, every time. But the other thing with the Weikert car, it didn't matter who got in that car. They went to victory lane in the car, and it was absolutely amazing what that car did and how iconic that car is. And actually, Todd, that car can still be seen a little bit because you guys are involved with our buddy Danny Dietrich, and every once in a while he rolls out a Weikert car as well. It's got to be fun to bring the past with your father's passion to a passionate young racer here in 2017.
Oh, absolutely. I got teamed up with Danny and Gary Kaufman. Both them guys are gracious enough to let the Weikert livestock emblem come on that car, and we couldn't be any more tickled to be able to be part of that. And when we did the deal with Danny and Gary Kaufman, we made a deal where we put the whole 29 Weikert livestock scheme on for 6 or 8 races a year. And it's like the other year when 2 of my older sisters were standing in the infield at Port Royal, and they rolled that thing out across the backstretch there, and shit, they teared up just seeing that car going around there. It's like I said, the whole Weikert family. It's a big deal for us here coming up May the 27th, 28th.
Indeed, and the Beefmobile, as we always called it back in the day, it's so iconic, and just you see those bull horns, you know right away exactly what you're looking at. And going to Port Royal with the Bob Weikert Memorial, every year since the year he's passed, this commemorates the 15th year of the Bob Weikert Memorial. What's it been like being able to honor your dad every single year at Port Royal Speedway and being able to roll that infamous 29 car out there?
Well, it's just, I get really excited this time of year because we get all the hype building up to this. And, just from this point on, I don't go a day without thinking, what can I do? And I boast a little bit, every year that I'm going to make it bigger and better. And I always wonder what the heck I can come up with to make it special. And like this year, we're going to have over 1,000 giveaways. We're going to have a live band Sunday afternoon, and then of course MRN. Here we've got the Ashley Stremme Steve Post show coming to us. So man, I'm excited.
Well, we are too. First off, we appreciate the invitation and all the details that had to go into it. We can't wait to get up there because we want to share not only the fun event that's happening on May 27th and 28th, I guess that's the dates of it, May 27th and 28th up at Port Royal, but also to share the legacy of the Weikert family, Bob Weikert, the Weikert name, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun doing it. So we appreciate the invite. And Todd, we just can't wait to get up there. We appreciate your time today. Thanks for joining us, and all sails are set as we get ready for the end of May up at Port Royal.
Sounds great, and I look forward to seeing y'all.
There we go. That's Todd Weikert joining us. I'm ecstatic. Okay, this is unreal where she's at.
I'm over the moon.
She's
literally.
over the moon. It is going to be great.
Be really cool.
And need to also mention this, that Danny Dietrich, now I know that Danny wasn't involved in many of the details in putting all of this all together, but Danny caught wind of it last week, and he decided to take upon his hand to do the details of what Ashley should wear.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Okay.
Unfortunately, I think he lost.
Well, he lost because what Danny wanted was bikinis and high heels.
Yes.
And what we suggested is this was a team deal, so that if he got Ashley in a bikini and high heels, he got me in a bikini and high heels. Danny
We're
lost.
A package deal.
Yeah, Danny lost on that one, and that disturbing thought will be with all of you for the rest of the day and maybe the rest of your life. Some things you can't unhear. We can't wait. It is going to be fun. It's going to be Port Royal Speedway, Memorial Day weekend, the Bob Weikert Memorial. Let's step away. When we come back, this show gets even better. Rico Abreu, he joins us next.
Hi, I'm Kyle Larson, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
For over 50 years, drivers in sprint car, midget, micro, modified, and even dirt late model have taken the checkered flag on Weld racing wheels. Legendary drivers like Joe Saldana, Carl, Mark, and Steve Kinzer, Doug Wolfgang, and countless other racers have trusted Weld racing wheels for their superior strength and lightweight construction to finish ahead of the competition. With 50 years of race-winning engineering and technology, American-made Weld racing wheels are designed and built to withstand virtually any abuse you throw at them. Weld Racing. Proven speed.
The National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum's newest feature exhibit is our Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell, June 9th through October 15th, at the only museum in the world solely dedicated to sprint car racing, the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville, Iowa. Stop in and check out 8 of Sammy's original race cars and see his trophies, uniforms, and more as you learn about his outstanding career. The Salute to Champion Sammy Swindell is only this season at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum in Knoxville.
Classic Ink USA Screen Printing and Embroidery is constantly testing the limits of custom racewear and specialized embroidery. Headquartered in Western Pennsylvania, Classic Ink holds the highest standard, maximizing your return as well as the ultimate customer satisfaction. From track swag, fanwear to quick crew crewwear, Classic Ink has you covered. Their dedicated staff and designers will keep your race team and fans looking sharp. Contact Classic Ink today and get your team ahead of the competition. www.classicinkusa.com. That's Classic Ink, at the track and on your back.
Welcome back. It is MRN Wing Nation presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Can't wait to catch up with our buddy next on the program. Joining us from, I'm assuming maybe somewhere, I don't know where to assume he's from. Or I know he's from. He's from California. But Lord knows where he's at on planet Earth, the way he travels around. Rico Abreu is on the line. Hello, Rico. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
We're doing well. Where are you at?
I'm in California.
All right.
There you go.
We got that. We got that. You got to race with your buddy Larson a little bit this week, but he got the better of you. How did things go for you this weekend?
Yeah, it was. We were supposed to race Friday, but we had some weather. It was really kind of the first time we had some bad weather out here this year. So we raced. We only had a one night show in Placerville Saturday night that they were. They called it Double Trouble Night, and they had Kyle and I race. It was fun. It was cool to kind of get away and and race. Because I've been running all World of Outlaw races this year, so to race, with just the local guys, and then obviously race against Kyle.
Well, you mentioned the World of Outlaws. I went to your website to check out your schedule to see what you were kind of doing this year, and it's kind of MIA on your website there. So is it going to be more World of Outlaws driven, or are you just kind of picking and choosing across the country as you go?
Yeah, I just, it's a lot of World of Outlaw races, a lot of All-Star races once we get here in May, June, and July. Just with how the weather is, it's hard. I have a hard time putting my schedule out there, and fans making decisions to come watch me race, and then if something changes with the weather or with anything, and we change directions on where we're going, I'm gonna get a little better with putting my schedule out there. I just, I don't need too many upset fans on how just our race schedule works and how often it changes. So it's. Once we get a race set in stone, I'll put it out there and let everyone know that that's where I'm going to be.
Exactly, and it is tough. And with the weather, you want to go race where you're going to race. The better
right,
odds,
absolutely.
But that might change on Thursday. So I get that, and I certainly that's certainly really cool. Rico, when we look at the last couple of years of your life, we have all the success in the sprint car racing. You dabble a little bit in NASCAR. You end up going to the Camping World Truck Series, and this year you find your way back to the sprint car side. How do you describe the last couple of years of your life and the incredible journey you've been on?
Yeah, it's just the biggest thing, Steve, is just the pace and how fast everything is gone. And then we really, after last year, we really just sat down and needed to slow it all down a little bit, just because I got so much more time to be able to race, and you just can't get caught up, doing this or doing that, or this is a great deal and this is a great deal, or do this. So the sprint car right now is, we know we're we're at with all that. So that's kind of what we went back to focus on. And then, maybe next year or a year from there, take another step in some stock car stuff or IndyCar. Or, I talked to DJ Jones about doing, the Baja 1000 one time or some trophy truck stuff, which would be really exciting to do.
Cool.
Spoken as a true racer, I think anybody who has been bit by the racing bug, as long as it has an engine on it, they're willing to race it no matter what it is. Rico, talk about, your buddy Kyle, and, you've made it to the NASCAR ranks, and these guys, all these NASCAR drivers like Casey Kane and whatnot, all still coming back to race the dirt racing. Tell our fans what it's like and why these guys keep coming back to run dirt.
It's awesome for both sides of the sport, just because that's their, that's where their, their heart is, and that's where they started racing. So it's like, it's like taking a kid to a candy store for them, just because that's where they remembered racing, and that's what they enjoy doing. So it's great to see them to come back to these sprint car races, and even if they don't race, just show their faces, because our fans are so loyal. I just saying the other night at Placerville, there was 65 cars at Placerville, and we didn't get out of the track till midnight. Easter morning, 12 a.m. Sunday morning. And the place was packed. So, it just shows their loyalty, and it's about these fans, and how much these fans drive, their hearts into racing, and just come to the races or watch online. But this sprint car racing is such an exciting sport. It's hard to turn your back away from it.
It really is, and we see the same thing here with Wing Nation, and just the incredible response from the fans over the last 6 years, and we see it still growing as well, and I think that's the exciting part about it. We had a really good time in sprint car racing. Rico, I know you're never, as you told us earlier, you're working on scheduled things. What is up next? Do you know what this weekend looks like at least?
So we're scheduled to be at the World of Outlaw race at West Memphis and Peevely, but the weather doesn't look good, so there's an option for us to stay home and race the Peter Murphy Classic. So we're going to make a decision on Wednesday, I believe, and see where we're at there.
There you go. See that, folks? This is the example of why schedules are hard, and I think it's very fair not to put one out there, because you're right. You don't want to disappoint, and when you have the opportunity to go race with the World of Outlaws or that Peter Murphy Classic, Rico, and part of that race, I've got my notes here, is the Sprint Car Challenge series. It looks like that's going pretty well as well out there.
Yeah, they've done a phenomenal job setting all of that up. I know there's, Scott and Cammie Russell have put in a lot of work. A bunch of the Tyners, Scott Hall, his brother. I know Mike Larson has a big part of it. So it's cool to see all these guys kind of get together and build something from scratch. And they got some great people behind them that are supporting it. And, all these drivers, they needed a little change in California for the good side of it, and just to kind of see the potential of sprint car racing and look at it. I don't think they ran 3 races, and there was over 60 cars at all 3 races. So, and they also, aren't scheduling on top of each other, so everyone's got somewhere to go on a race weekend, if it's a 360 race or a 410 race.
It is. And the Peter Murphy Classic is this weekend at Tulare. And Rico, if he's there, fine. If he's not there, it's still going to be a great race with the Friday night, the Sprint Car Challenge Tour, and Saturday, the King of the West Series out there as well. Rico, always a pleasure to chat with you. Continued success down the road. And I know we'll talk to you soon and see you at a racetrack real soon. But thanks for joining us here on Wing Nation.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
There we go. That is Rico Abreu joining us here on the program. And
Indy 500. That I would love
see that?
to see.
No, I like the Baja stuff.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Wait a minute. No, I like the World of Outlaws.
Yeah.
No, I like the Chili Bowl, the midgets. Damn it. I think I like Rico in anything he drives.
I think the race fans do, too.
It was fun watching him in NASCAR.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned, folks. We don't know where he's going to see it. Coming to a racetrack near you, that's Rico Abreu. Let's step away. More in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Kyle Larson, and you're listening to Wing Nation on MotorRacingNetwork.com.
Only the best go 3 abreast, and they're coming to a track near you in 2017. No matter where you're at, the American Sprint Car Series is near you.
From the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, presented by the Mad TV Motorsports Network, to any of the 7 ASCS Regional Tours, there's over 150 nights of racing to choose from in 2017.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for updates. Listen live on RacingBoys.com and get the full rundown at ASCSRacing.com.
O'Reilly.
Restore your vehicle's lost power by cleaning your entire fuel system with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Right now, buy 1 bottle, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Keep your engine clean and improve performance with Chevron Techron Fuel System Cleaner. Buy 1, get 1 free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
So what are your favorite drivers really thinking? We'll tell you each weekday on NASCAR Today, midday.
Getting married has been incredible. I wish I had figured all this out sooner.
Get the latest news from the sport and the opinions of NASCAR's biggest stars.
Changing over to Ford will open up some opportunities and possibilities and some just pure potential for the team.
That's NASCAR Today, midday. Weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
Welcome back. It is MRN Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Right on our strength. Ashley Stremme and Steve Post here. Love getting a chance to talk about our friends at the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. Of course, they're up and running. Knoxville hopefully gets the race in this week. But the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, a lot of times we'll talk about birthdays, but I want to mention this one here this week. They have coming up, and this caught your attention.
I am so excited about this.
The Australian Sprint Car Vacation Giveaway. Okay, listen to this. The Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic, and that's the race in Australia in January. It's the Knoxville Nationals of Down Under. Okay, 7 nights in a hotel, 3 nights of race tickets, airfare. They're giving that away.
That's insane. And I need to register. And you can go to sprintcarvacation.com to register for that. I will be doing that as soon as this show's over.
I know. Well, hey, if you've not followed this show, if you've joined us here recently, the Australian accent and Ashley, it triggers a response in her. Hey, mate.
Yeah.
See that? It triggers a
I
response.
wonder if Jamie Veal would give me a personal tour.
We had to call. We had Jamie Veal on. We had Jamie Veal on a couple of years ago with Ashley, and we had to call Jamie back and apologize for my co-host behavior because
this
she
is
lost
before
her
we
mind.
were on. You could actually see us.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
this is
radio
just a podcast.
only.
It's radio only.
Yes, thank God.
Well, they
because
wouldn't
I
have
was
seen
on
you
the
because
floor.
she's under the floor, just laughing and giggling because the Australian accent has an effect on her. Let's just leave it at that. Yes, it does.
Fair enough.
Find out more at sprintcarstuff.com. Also with the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum, turn number 2. And again, that's the world's largest gift shop at sprintcarstuff.com. That's a great
cool.
spot. Yeah, exactly. Imagine that. Okay, so now we talked to Todd Weikert, and we're going to Port Royal the 27th and 28th for the Bob Weikert Memorial. You're excited. You're smiling.
I can't. Yeah.
Okay. Now, the week after that, we announced this a few weeks ago. We're going to the Jackson Nationals. Okay, Aaron Evernham and I are going to the Jackson Nationals, and that's a World of Outlaw race. But this thing just went through the roof because I don't know if they found out we're going to Pennsylvania. And, of course, Pennsylvania is known as the Pennsylvania Posse.
That's
okay?
right.
But our sponsor for the Jackson Nationals is the Minnesota Mafia, which this is a fan-based group in Minnesota. Face it, it's based off from the Pennsylvania Posse fans, and these guys do everything. They support their racers up there. They sponsor races. They sponsor laps. They sponsor cars. They do things. The
Kind of like the Beer Hill Gang.
Exactly. It's like the Beer Hill Gang,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's the Minnesota Mafia, and when they found out Wing Nation was coming, they jumped in, and they're sponsoring it. So we're going to a party and we're going to party at Port Royal with our Pennsylvania Posse friends. And then the next week, Aaron and I, we're going up to the Jackson Nationals with our Minnesota Mafia fans.
I wish I was Steve Post.
Oh, I'm telling you what, I'm living large right now. I'm living large. This is fantastic. So great stuff, and it is going to be fun. Hey, on Thursday, A.J. Flick going to join us on our MRN Week Nation Weekend podcast presented by Hepner Racing Products. And on Saturday, MRN Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit on MAV TV. Great conversation with Brad Loya. Hey, we appreciate you joining us here today on MRN Wing Nation, presented by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
You've been listening to Winged Nation, presented by Hercules Tire. Ride on our strength. You can also find Winged Nation on iTunes, Google Play, YouTube, and in the MRN.com Media Center. Winged Nation is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.